In a green oasis surrounded by a dry desert, Furiosa and her tribe live a peaceful life. On a sunny day, while picking fruits with a friend, Furiosa sees strangers hiding in the forest. Curiously, she sneaks over to their parked motorcycles and manages to disable one. But when she tries to tamper with another bike, she gets caught. Immediately, Furiosa blows a whistle, a signal of danger that her tribe knows well. The alarm gets her tribe moving, but it's too late for Furiosa. She's captured and taken away by the bandits. However, her whistle was not useless. Her tribe hears and quickly reacts. Among the rescuers is Mary, Furiosa's brave mother, who quickly arms herself, jumps on a horse, and chases the kidnapper. Mary is determined. After a long chase, she catches up and takes down one of the slower bandits, taking his motorcycle to keep up the chase. As the chase goes on into the evening, another bandit's bike breaks down. While two others stop to look for pursuers, Furiosa cleverly bites through the fuel line of her captor's bike, unnoticed. Her quick thinking keeps hope alive. Meanwhile, Mary switches to another abandoned motorcycle and continues. The bandits, realizing they're still being chased, think about leaving Furiosa behind, fearing they might get caught. But they decide that bringing Furiosa back could make them look better in their gang. As they argue, Furiosa seizes the moment, frees her legs, and runs away. At dawn, the drama increases as Mary finally catches up. Through her rifle scope, she sees the bandits. Shooting now is risky. They're near the bandit camp. Despite the risk, Mary takes her shot, hitting one bandit. But it's too risky for another shot because Furiosa's direct captor, who has her tied to his back, is too close. Entering the camp, the bandit with Furiosa boasts about finding a place full of riches, making the others excited. The bandits decide to show Furiosa to their leader, Dementus, hoping to gain his favor. Mary, still following them, watches as Furiosa, in a bold move, pushes her captor off the bike to stop him from revealing the location of the oasis. In the dry desert, the quiet is deep as the bandit decides to play tricks. He orders that Furiosa be cleaned and fed, sweetly promising that she'll be sent home the next day. Meanwhile, Mary wears the clothes of a defeated bandit for a disguise and sneaks into Dementus's camp. Inside the camp, Furiosa is taken to a tent where a servant, seeing Mary in disguise and with a helmet, is scared but promises to keep quiet. Mary trusts her and doesn't harm her, but the servant soon breaks her promise and tells the warriors. A fast chase follows, with Mary and Furiosa escaping on motorcycle. Realizing they can't both get away, Mary makes a tough choice. She gives Furiosa a peach seed, a sign of hope and new beginnings, and tells her to plant it and protect their lush oasis. Furiosa rides away but looks back to see her mother bravely fighting Dementus's forces. Sadly, Mary is caught and killed. In a painful moment, Furiosa sees her mother die. Dementus then offers a harsh deal, freedom for the location of the oasis. Overwhelmed with sadness, Furiosa doesn't answer. Dementus locks her in a cage, forcing her to watch as his gang enjoys violent games. Trying to win her over, he gives her his favorite teddy bear and offers her lessons from his history expert, hinting she could become a historian. But Furiosa's spirit isn't broken. She secretly marks the way back to her Greenlands on her arm, planning to escape. The story intensifies as Dementus, still searching for the promised land of plenty, meets a mysterious warrior from the Citadel, a place rumored to have everything. Thinking he's found his target, Dementus leads his gang towards the well-guarded stronghold, now under Immortan Joe's control. In a dramatic moment, as Dementus urges the commoners to fight, Immortan Joe's leader offers a grim choice: a volunteer from his group to start the battle. A brave soldier steps up, says goodbye, and in a heroic act, blows himself up among the biker warriors, causing confusion and many losses. Dementus has no choice but to fight as the battle explodes into action. Immortan Joe's men, who are great at fighting, use hooked chains to grab Dementus's motorcycles and cars, lifting them into the air. They even grab Furiosa's cage in the chaos. Just in time, the history expert holds onto the cage, and Dementus comes to help. Together, they free Furiosa, and they all quickly run away from the mayhem. Recovering from this setback, Dementus gathers his group again. He plans to take over one of Immortan Joe's main military bases, called Gast Town. First, he stops a fuel tanker going to the town and dresses his crew as Citadel warriors, pretending to be Joe's men. They get to Gast Town, and the guards, tricked by the disguise, open the gates. Dementus's men take over without any fight and now control the town, able to ask for whatever they want from Immortan Joe. As they start to talk, Dementus's group scares them by threatening to harm the leader of Gastown unless they get what they want. Immortan Joe, feeling defeated, agrees to think about their demands. During this intense time, Joe sees Furiosa in the crowd. Dementus quickly says she is his daughter. Furiosa, taking her chance, speaks out for the first time in a long time, saying Dementus killed her mother. Touched by her courage, Immortan Joe lets Dementus rule Gas Town, but makes a deal to swap food and water for Furiosa and the gang's mechanic. Amid these important events, Furiosa is taken to a room where Immortan Joe's wives are. That day, one of Joe's wives has a mutant baby, an event that grabs everyone's attention. Among the watchers, a warrior named Russ is interested in Furiosa, attracted by the bells in her hair. Later that night, Russ takes Furiosa to his place. He's captivated by her jingling hair and starts to touch it. But Furiosa, seeing a chance to escape, leaves the wig in Russ's hands and runs off into the night. Sometime later, Furiosa, dressed as a boy who lost his voice in wars, gains respect within a group of crane operators. Everyone thinks she is a brave young boy, not a girl. Only Russ notices her familiar eyes, but can't figure it out as they start building a heavily armed supply truck made to survive raider attacks in the wild wasteland. Seeing her chance, Furiosa plans her escape. She hides a motorcycle and supplies under the main truck. On a journey along Fury Road to the fuel farm, the truck is suddenly attacked by raiders. The truck's guards fight back while moving, but the raiders don't give up. They use parachutes and other ways to try and take over the vehicle. During the chaos, Furiosa sneaks under the truck to get her motorcycle. At the same time, a technician also under the truck tries to fix a broken hose but falls, handing a spare part to Furiosa. Just then, a raider puts explosives under the truck. Risking her life, Furiosa fixes the brake and saves the truck. Despite her efforts, the raiders continue their attack. Nearly all the guards are defeated. At a critical moment, Furiosa climbs onto the truck's hood, but her helmet falls off, showing her true identity to the driver, Praetorian Jack. Together, they fight off the last attacker. When it's all over, only Jack and Furiosa are left. A mutant, following Furiosa's order, destroys a flying vehicle with spiked balls but dies in the process. Furiosa, now in the driver's seat, faces Jack, trying to take control, but he throws her off the truck and leaves her on the road. Yet, admiring her bravery, he comes back and offers to start a new group with her as his second in command, giving her the title of Praetorian. Meanwhile, Dementus, failing to lead properly, causes the breakdown of Gastown's systems, leading to widespread unhappiness among the workers. Jack suggests they escape and offers Furiosa everything she needs to survive. Before they can run away, they go on one last trip and find chaos. Dementus tries to control the situation, but fails. He calls a meeting at the Citadel and decides to leave behind some supplies. When Immortan Joe finds out, he becomes very angry and orders Furiosa and Jack to collect weapons and ammunition from Leadtown. That evening, Jack shares with Furiosa that he wants to help her because he remembers his own parents. Furiosa shows Jack a star map tattooed on her arm and suggests they could leave together. On their final trip, Jack tells the crew to load the tanker with everything that they might need, and Furiosa drives the escort vehicle. However, their plan runs into trouble when they arrive in Leadtown and are ambushed. Jack signals Furiosa to run away while he distracts the enemies. In a desperate move, Furiosa uses a sniper rifle to try and shoot Dementus. Dementus responds by firing a grenade launcher towards her. Thinking Furiosa is hit, Jack destroys the tower where Dementus is hiding. As Dementus hangs on the edge of the tower, he sees Furiosa saving Jack and escaping with him on a motorcycle.
They drive off to safety, leaving their vehicle outside the city gates. A surviving Dementus follows them. During the chase, Furiosa tells Jack the way to the place of plenty. When Dementus's men catch up, Jack tries to fight them off, but their vehicle is pushed off the road. Furiosa and Jack are captured. In anger, Dementus orders them to be executed, starting with Jack. Furiosa is forced to watch as they begin to hurt Jack. As the evening falls, Dementus sees a hand hanging from a chain with the star map. The girl has cut off her own arm to escape on a stolen motorcycle. Using her last bit of strength, Furiosa reaches the Citadel, where she meets Joe. She tells him everything that has happened and helps plan a war against Dementus. They trick Dementus into thinking that the warriors have left the Citadel for Gastown. Dementus rushes to the fortress, where most of his bikers are defeated in a disastrous attack. In the meantime, Furiosa, having lost her way home, makes a tough decision. She shaves her head and replaces her missing hand with a mechanical one, getting ready for a big fight. She takes a vehicle the Praetorians had prepared for chasing Dementus and sets out alone into the desert. Meanwhile, Dementus and a few of his loyal followers try to escape, but Furiosa is right behind them. In the desert, Dementus tells his men to scatter in different directions, hoping to confuse Furiosa, but she doesn't give up. She confidently follows his tracks, and one by one, she catches his follower. After a long chase, she finally faces Dementus. He gives up, lying down in defeat, but he teases her, saying that seeking revenge won't ease her pain. Furiosa chains him up and reminds him of her mother's death. In a twist, Dementus admits that his own sad past made him the man he is today. He says that no matter how much he suffers, it won't bring back her loved one. Despite his pain, Furiosa hits him, but soon she realizes he might be right, that revenge doesn't really make her feel better. As Dementus faints, Furiosa takes his teddy bear. He wakes up just enough to see her and suggests they join forces to rule the wasteland. But Furiosa rejects his offer, throwing away the teddy bear. She decides to lock him up in the citadel, using his body as fertilizer to grow a peach tree from the seed her mother gave her. Later, Furiosa takes command of a new truck. She hides 5 of Immortan Joe's wives in it, helping them escape from their tough lives. The story of the new Mad Max movie unfolds with a mix of fierce battles and deep reflections. It explores a lot of tough and dark moments, but also discusses deep ideas and hope.